One wheel is out, so you know what that means. Before we leave this campground, it's time to do a review. Heading to the front. We're starting this little review right here at the entrance, right by the highway. We are at KOA Nashville, baby! If you love yourself some country music, you're probably gonna stay here because it's just down the road from the Grand Ole Opry. This review though, this is the second time we've stayed here. We stayed here about 2 years ago before we started doing campground reviews. And this time they made some changes. So they purchased another park behind them, they expanded, and I want to show you some of those items if you're coming here, if you're 45 foot plus. If you're in your A and you're towing a trailer, or if you're, I guess if you're in a toy hauler, you're gonna wanna know some of this information. So first things first, we're over here by Camping World. That's nice if you forget anything and you need to run over and go through their store, so that's a plus. We're about 3 or 4 miles from the Grand Ole Opry, so that's a plus. They actually have shuttles here that will take you into Nashville, down to Broadway and all that stuff, so that's a plus. Those are all pluses. The entrance is great, so definitely a plus. It's a long entrance in, so let's just run down here through the flags and I'll show you where you check in. There's a restaurant next door called 𝐁𝐞𝐥𝐿. We ate there once. It was actually pretty good. Enjoyed it. This RV park has they have tent camping, they have little cabins. This KOA is a very unique KOA. But you're gonna come in, you're gonna go past the main sign. You're gonna come to the check-in area up here. And these people right here are waiting for the shuttle. So this is the shop, the general store, and then they have this great little seating area and stuff in here that you can go in and buy different things. But once you come in, you're actually gonna pull, after you check in, you'll check in there, but you're gonna pull through and you're gonna park here as you check in. So they got multiple sites to park. Very key, because this place gets busy on check-in time. There could be a line in, just so you know. So don't mess around, just go ahead and find a place to park, get out of the way, go in and check in. Then they're gonna send somebody back to take you to your site. And that's where things, you know what, while I'm up here, let me show you the amenities up here around this, and then I'll show you the sites. They have bike rentals that you can take around, but here's a little dog area, great place for the kids to jump, and then there's a slide. The cool part over here though, we're on the back side of the clubhouse on this road. Some of these sites have patios, which are great. Some of them have little patio huts, which are awesome. These are premium sites. Then they have little dog pen areas. Hi. This right here is the pool, right? So they'll have live music here, and they actually have an event center that can seat about 150 people. Let me go up and around. This section up by the clubhouse, the front section, you'll see a lot of A's and toy haulers and stuff. The sites are probably, I would say, 65, 70 feet long. There's a few longer ones, but that kind of gives you an average in here on this front section. Here's the conference room. So we've just gone around the building. So great little conference room that they have. And then this is the pool area. Currently they're working on it for the day, cleaning. So it's a great pool area. The live music's fabulous. In there they've got some hammocks you can sit in, ping pong, pickleball, shuffleboard, chess, all those things that you would expect in a resort. As far as KOA properties go, I would put this as probably one of the top KOA properties in the United States. If I'm speaking out of turn and you know of one that's better, let me know, but I'm just saying, I think it ranks up there, almost that #1 position, because it's just really nice. Let me come up here and show you some of the sites on this side. If you're coming in, this will be to the right, closest to the highway. All these right through here are pull-throughs, of course. Like I said, this is a really long one. The problem with us is us making the turns. So we needed to stay on this other section. I'll show you here in a second. And in the middle, you have some cabins mixed in on this side. A lot of these RV sites, though, they're fabulous on this side. So again, there's the shuttles. There's this, and this is the right side when you come into the park. Now let's go over kind of like, we'll do the other side of the park to the left where the cabins are. These sites over here are smaller, and it's from the older section of the park. And then from here, we'll go to the back section that they just acquired that we're parked at. They do have propane fill. Let's cut through. This is where the cabins are. Let's cut through the cabins. And they got a shower house, and then we're going to this section right here. Oof. All right, so this is the left side of the park if you're coming in. This is the older version. So these sites are smaller. I would say they're probably 40 feet at most on these back ends next to Camping World on the behind. And then these pull-throughs are shorter in length as well. As you can see, it's just a normal travel trailer with a normal truck. So this section is going to be your smaller travel trailers. It's going to be your vans, your small C's. That's what they have over here. Your toy haulers can fit, but I mean, it's going to be rough. Like this Durango's in, he's parking sideways, and they're pretty lax about parking on the grass. It really is well thought out for an older park. They've adapted well. Now, what they did was where we're going to our RV site. They purchased. It was a different RV. It was a different RV park. And so then they knocked down the wall between the two, or the fence, and then they built a bridge. Now this is where it's going to get tricky for us that are bigger. Side note, there are little areas for additional parking if you have an HDT. Ooh-wee, it's windy. Okay, let's orient. That's where I said you needed to come in and you parked. So he's a Super C. He's either going to park to the left on the section I just showed you, or he's going to go where we're at. So you're going to come straight from here, and then there's a little bridge area that longs through. The tricky part is right here. You can't tell it. There's some scrape marks from people leaving. This goes up at a little bit of an angle, and with us being as long as we are, you can see some minor scratch marks back there. Not from us, but we made it up this. And then you come over this bridge, this concrete bridge, and there's nice little walking trails and stuff. Now, this side of the park is not all paved. The main areas are, and then you have a lot of gravel. And this is where we're at on this back side. There's some storage they have over on the back area, but these sites, they're, you know, it's an older park. So they are making their improvements since they purchased this section. But as you can see, going down through this road, it makes it challenging. When we're leaving, the road is too tight for us to leave this direction. So we are actually going to back out to get out. So that's our current plan on what we're doing. But you can see that we do fit pretty well in the length of the site. And then Sheila's parked in the front. We had the deck down. And then there's an overflow parking over here for the truck. This section also has a dog area. It has a small little bathhouse and stuff up towards the back. It's really nice that they paved this to kind of come down, but you will have to keep in mind, like, we're really pretty big. So our challenges come into, they placed like a lot of rocks so people don't drive through areas and stuff. So these rocks kind of get in the way, but we're also 77 feet. And that being said, that also means that we made it. So if we can make it, I believe just about anyone can make it. There are some tent areas that are great on this back section. So the park itself is really large now. Now, if if you're coming to Nashville, it's not going to be your cheapest park. You're still going to be around that $105, $110 range a night. If you're here for a few nights, they say, why don't you extend your stay? And they offered us a 30% off coupon to stay a few more days. The park does turn over quite a bit, so if you're having a hard time finding different places, there's a lot of people that come in for 1, 2, and 3 nights because they're passing through and then they go on. So keep that in mind to keep going and looking at different areas. On this section, I wanted to come up here because right up here you can see there's also a dump station if you needed a dump station, but I'm pretty sure maybe these don't have dump sites. Oh, see, we just noticed this. So this section on the very, very back row doesn't have full hookups. Okay, so that makes sense now why there's a dump station. So there is a whole section back here that doesn't have dump stations because it's an older park that they purchased. And they revamped the dump station up here. I'm glad I just noticed that, so I can give you that information. All right, that's it. That's all I got. If you have any questions or anything, leave a comment down below. Enjoy your stay here. Enjoy Nashville. It's a foodie community. There's so many amazing places to eat. You should check out Puckett's. It's one of our favorites. Just enjoy your time. Go to the Grand Ole Opry. Go down to Broadway. It's not dangerous. It's safe. So, and just enjoy coming through Tennessee and doing all those things. So, until the next one, thanks for tuning in. I'm out.